Oh, that was my phone?
That is yours.
Okay.
Hi, Joey.
All right, Joey.
Okay.
Okay, we...
Photo, y'all want to smile?
Yeah.
All right.
Jack.
Pay attention to me. I'm going to be the 5th episode of...
All right.
Oh, we have to get the pan piano. Come on.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Oh, the piano you're going to have at your wedding?
Yeah, right, Jack?
We need a piano.
What?
Yeah, she's going to do the piano.
Yeah, of course.
Can I put this here?
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
You could damage anything of hers, so that's okay.
All right, what are you doing, Jack? What are we
I'm
doing?
ready to
This
go.
one came cute.
Oh my god, it's get cute.
So cute.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
let's begin.
All right,
Do you have
sure.
music or no? It's just
No, because I added it all later,
All
but
right.
other than that, I mean, we're already going on, so it's already started recording. So, all right, make sure everything is off. You're not expecting anyone, right? Me?
Nope.
All right, cool.
On my volume.
I'm okay. 6:15, so we'll be done by 7. All right, let's try to figure that out. Okay, here we go.
I'm like, the chair is facing this way. Am I supposed to be turned to you?
You can if you want.
Yeah, because like, I feel weird.
Just be
I
careful.
should be turned to you.
Okay.
Right?
Just don't hurt yourself.
Jeez.
Jeez, oh my goodness. This is...
Ow! Oh my god, the piano.
Oh, you just screamed in my ear.
Oh, sorry.
The mic's good for you, right?
Yeah, should I put my in-ears in?
It's by your right knee if you want.
I don't want those. It's gonna mess up my hair. Can I put my in-ears though?
Yeah. I don't have them.
Your bag downstairs.
You took you
Yeah,
took
I can
back.
get them.
Okay, I'll stop.
Wait, where would I plug in though?
I have it here.
Let me see.
I have it here. Actually, just take it off.
Actually-
No, take it off the headphone jack
No,
right there.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right, let's do it. We're already going. So, all right. Because if you need to, the headphone jack right there, you just unplug it.
Right now, it's cool.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go, and we are in 3, 2, 1, 6:15. Let's go. All right, here we are back at it again with Behind the Keys with Jack Bermeo. Little storytelling time. The person I'm going to introduce in just a little bit here, she is a very well recognized talent, artist, musician. She's been performing since she was like 5 years old, and she really took over New Jersey. Now she's hitting New York, and now she's traveling across like the country with her performances and stuff like that. And obviously you guys know who I'm talking about, because like her and I, we work together quite often, and we developed a really great relationship, a lot of like sister and brother love here. And I am inspired by her because she is like truly motivated, and she's just grinding out there harder than any other musicians I've noticed, that I recognize, and also that I work with. And this is just kind of some of the smallest bio of her. Now, we're going to get more into this with Crystal Vargas, because the one and only Crystal Vargas has, there's a lot of good and there was a lot of bad getting to where she was at. But Crystal, did I nail everything like on point? Can you just add?
Nail it?
Can you add to what I just said? Because I didn't want to glorify everything about you. I want to hear it from you. I want you to tell the viewers and listeners who you are, and what you've accomplished so far.
Oh my gosh. So you want me to just talk about myself? I'm not. Well, listen, I wouldn't even use the word glorify. Just telling the story of what I do is just, I don't know. There's really no science to it. It's what I do because of how I was raised, and God, you're really putting me on the spot now.
Well, I mean, it's important to know that you are known just because you are a full-time teacher. People know this, and this is obviously nothing that we're hiding. Full-time teacher, you're teaching the kids of tomorrow. You wake up, you're never late, that I know of, right? We don't know any of that, right? You're always there on time. And these kids respect you. And literally, I think even their parents respect you. That's just one side of Crystal Vargas, professional teacher Crystal Vargas. Then there's another hat that you hold. Now, the artist Crystal Vargas comes in. She comes in working on these events with all these DJs and bands. This is a beautiful side of you, because like you're kind of in character all the time. It just seems like I've never seen. I do see the bad side of you when we're off camera, but now that we're on camera, I won't put you on like that. You know, how do you stay, like, just besides drinking coffee, how do you constantly just stay active?
Oh my gosh. How do I stay active? Well, obviously, I love what I do, so that comes naturally. You know, I could use more sleep. That's one thing that I'm lacking in my life, but it's just, it's corny and cliche to say it, but when you love what you do, you're going to do it, you know, at level 10 if you can, right? So there's a true passion. I've always taken on a lot on my plate since I was very young, starting with sports at, 3 years old, being on a baseball field. So it's something that became a lifestyle, and now 39 years later.
Gee, 39 years. I tell everyone you're still 21, so got to behave. Be careful there. All right, so now I want to go into more of like exactly there's good and bad in your industry, okay? Behind the Keys really describes more of what it took to get to a certain level, because in today's society, from what I've seen and for what I've been realizing, and what you and I always talk about, it's like people have changed dramatically, especially after the pandemic, okay? Before the pandemic, you were consistent with the entertainment. You were performing with all these different DJs, and you were making a name for yourself. Here comes 2020, the pandemic comes in. Crystal Vargas came out of like nowhere. I mean, your name is known and recognized through every platform, even Tinder, I bet. So I'm just kidding. No, I'm just telling you, it's like during that pandemic, you took that opportunity. Everyone went they went crazy and they didn't know what to do because the industry and every business, everyone just collapsed. People were kind of vulnerable. People were also scared, and people shifted into something more safe and secure, such as like real estate, But not Crystal Vargas. She started performing on TikToks. She started wearing certain outfits to relate to the theme, And I feel like, in my opinion, that opened up a door of a new way of entertaining and grasping the attention of viewers, not locally, but now internationally because of TikTok. Can you talk a little bit more what TikTok has done for you since 2020?
Man, so first of all, my students got me into TikTok. They were the ones that were like, Ms. V, get a TikTok. And initially, when I opened up my account, it was under the handle Civics Teacher. So I was like, all right, I'm going to play it safe. It's going to be about school related things, and I'll make like skits related to education. And then I put a couple of drumming videos that were getting a lot of responses. So I'm like, dang, I'm missing out on an opportunity. If I'm not posting about music, I am missing this huge opportunity that I don't know what TikTok can lead to. So it started being a little bit of both. And then again, it was still under Civics Teacher. So I think my first viral video was when I posted me playing bucket drums in Boston. I was on a school trip. My students were there, and that video went viral. So from that moment, I was like, all right, I'm going to post more music-related content. And then I ended up changing the handle to Crystal Percussion. So
how many views does that bucket have now?
I don't know, like a few million views.
Few million?
Yeah.
More than one?
Yeah, more than one. I put 2 videos up so I think each got like 2-point-something million.
Okay.
I don't know. So then I changed my handle to Crystal Percussion, and I still do, teaching-related videos, but it's now the majority is music. And what I realize is that, TikTok, for me, it doesn't translate into getting more gigs. TikTok is just I think it's just translating into being recognized more. And then the new generation is seeing me, that I've been doing this for years, as a new, for them, it's up and coming. Oh my God, who is this person? But everybody knows me from doing it from young. And then Instagram has been around for so long, but that's a different generation. Like our age, we're still stuck on Instagram, but I do believe that the new wave is TikTok for sure. Instagram translates for me into gigs. Like it's more of a local based platform. Whereas TikTok, it's just to say, hey, you have X amount of followers. Maybe collaborators want to hear that. They want to know how many followers you have. They want to see if your videos do well. So.
Right. Okay. So like, obviously your kids got you into TikTok, and then I feel like you catapulted from that point on. I feel like you, and this is from an outsider perspective. And of course, I was fortunate enough to work with you on a few lives, which we're going live a little bit later, hopefully, because, you were late today. But it's honestly, it's just like with TikTok, I feel like it opened up a whole new character of who Crystal was without changing the formula, the aura, the ethics of who you were, because you were always on as a teacher, as a musician. But TikTok really kind of kept you, I felt like, on point 24/7. Like, you couldn't change now. You cannot go backwards, because everywhere you go, even if you go next door to a bar, they're going to recognize you, and instantly you know how to go right into your phase as Crystal Vargas, or CP Live, whatever. You just know you have that now. And I think TikTok gave you a lot of that confidence, knowing like, this is who I am, this is who we are. Because again, if without social media, we got to go back to, was it Sábado Gigante when you first were on? What show were you on?
Sábado Gigante.
It was Sábado Gigante, right? You were like 5 years old, I think it was, right?
I think 6, yeah.
Six, right? That was, news didn't travel that fast. You had to be on a TV show to get somewhere, but it took forever. Now within TikTok, obviously everyone knows you now, and that's great, But now, here we go. There had to be some challenges, when it comes to opening up a business like CP Event Live. It took you 20 somewhat years to find this amazing group of people. And the reason why I want to bring CP Events Live into this, because there's a lot of musicians, a lot of people who are inspired by you, a lot of people who are motivated by you, and they don't know where to go. They don't know how to start. How do they become either independently, or how do they work or create a multi-op business, So there had to be something that triggered after a few years, 20 somewhat years you doing this in the industry. You knew that CP Events Live was going to be the next kind of goal for you to do. What got you to put this together all of a sudden, that you wanted to create this CP Events Live for all these musicians?
So let's go back. There was a time in our industry that we were just add-ons. Like, for the longest time, we were never a face. We were never a brand. It was, you want a percussionist, and that was the information you got as a client. You want a percussionist, you want a violinist, you want a sax player. It could be Joe Schmo from around the block. You were just going to get somebody to fill in that seat. So that was the case for many years. And eventually, as social media exploded and helped put people on, I took advantage of that and just started putting content, and not professional content either. It was all iPhone stuff, but being consistent with that. And then eventually the business exploded. So when I found myself saying no more than yes to gigs, I realized that I needed the help. And then, I was juggling with the idea, because a lot of people are like, well, Crystal, but we want you. So we're really not interested in, having another percussionist. And I'm like, wait, hold on. There are so many incredible percussionists, whoever out there, give it a chance. So it started small. I had a couple guys that I would call for gigs, and then, it just started working out. It felt good that I could pass on work and then create, a little bit of a buzz that, Crystal has a couple guys, and now it's starting to become more of a consistent thing where I'm getting accounts now at certain venues where they're calling me for musicians only. Like, that's just what we've negotiated, whatever. So the idea started from the idea started when I realized I couldn't do all the gigs, period. So
yeah. All right. So you took the opportunity to grow, just because you had the opportunity. You created this name. Everyone knows you. You had to take advantage of it. This is no question. This is business 101. If you got this high demand, what are you going to do? You're going to keep saying no all the time? Well, now you seized the opportunity, and you saw that you had the potential of not just learning how to run a multi-op business now at this point, or an agency, let's just say, or a nice multi-talented agency. But now you discovered that this opportunity, there's ways of actually kind of bringing in money from all the hard work you've done, from the TikToks, the constant development of Crystal Vargas through the wedding DJ world, from your nightlife. And, this is brilliant, because that's important to know, that you got to seize that opportunity.
Also, I just want to say this. Also, part of the motivation was to create something that For musicians from a musician standpoint, I know what we want and what we need to be successful. And so, like, I have this thing where I can look out for the musician in a way that a DJ can't. Like, and that's no shade on anybody, but I can look out for musicians in a way that I'm like, dang, for 10 years, I never got this from anybody. No one's gonna, oh my gosh, I can give you stories about how many times people had an issue with me raising my rate $50 or $100 because they were just not ready for that pressure that a musician
was. Who's they we're talking about?
They were DJs, DJ companies. In my experience, there were multiple people that have like almost shut me down. I had somebody tell me, you're going to price yourself out of the market. And I told that DJ, I said, well, then your market's not the market that I want to be in. And I shut that down. And I found the market that I wanted to be in. And,
when you heard that, I mean, when you heard a DJ or just someone tell you you're expensive, you're going to price yourself out of the market, there was definitely a moment where you're just, I guess, questioning yourself. You go into this little depression stage. You feel defeated sometimes, What did you do to get yourself out of that hole or just that emotional moment?
Honestly, I don't remember I remember having feelings about that comment, but I don't remember letting it be a deciding factor on how I moved. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we're good. So, Jack, you are so distracting, by the way. Can you edit that out?
What, me?
Yeah, you're texting so much, and I'm like, I can't concentrate.
Well, I just keep talking. I'm trying to control the traffic there. I'm hearing every little thing.
Okay.
So that's why, like, Joey's keys, keyboard, like, it's coming through this.
Oh.
That's why I'm like, it's. Don't worry, I'm cutting this piece off. I have to.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Can you?
No.
So I keep looking at you. I keep looking at you. I'm like, all right. So you asked about feelings. Okay. Okay. I got it. So.
I told him upstairs because, like, even though he's trying to walk up, he's like, it's coming through, and it's like, ugh. Because like he was talking a good thing about it. That's why.
No.
Well, take 2. Take 14.
What was saying?
How did you get out of the hole with the depression?
Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't. So as far as having feelings towards that comment, it's natural, but I don't think I ever let it be a deciding factor on how I was going to move. I said what I said. This is, I think I raised my price $50 at that point in time. I had raised my price $50 and it was an issue. And here was my issue with that. So DJ companies every year, based on their demand, will raise their prices. Rightfully so. That's economics 101. The second musicians started doing that, it was like, oh, well, man, I don't know. If I could do another 50, then I'm going to have to raise it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm saying too much. Sorry.
No, listen, it's... I know the nature.
What I'm saying is, I let the comments, I let people say what they had to say, but I also defended myself and musicians in general. And that's why I think that there was this shift. There are so many musicians out there that are getting booked before DJs in some instances. They're...
You got. I know what you mean. Exactly, because I think today with social media, it does create a character of who this person is. It could be a DJ, it could be a makeup artist, it could be anyone. Social media creates that identity, and these are conversations that I have with a lot of people. It's like, you need to know your value, and your value, to me, it's never, I've said this and I'll be the one to continue to say this, it was never about money. It's about understanding your worth. It could be your time. It could be your mentorship. It could be whatever you do to help others. That is value. And others is also for your customers. So whatever I would do with my customers, I know it's going to be more valuable than any other DJ, anyone else, because you're going to book me at whatever price, because I'm going to make you feel comfortable knowing that I'm the right one for you. So going into what you're saying, yeah, I mean, musicians out there's so many sax players. They're trying to find, there's a few sax players that you and I know that have an identity on social media. People know them. They're getting recognized everywhere. that should be increasing their value, their confidence in securing higher packages, higher deals, you know? And there's other ones that would just use that tagline, I'm a social media sensation, I'm worth this much. To me, that's not the same. Value and say you're worth this much, not the same. That's just my opinion on that. I mean, what do you think?
Value, and what was the other thing you said?
I'm worth this much.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I could say I'm worth $5 million. What I think, it may not matter, actually. The value comes from the demand. I stand by that wholeheartedly. If your calendar is empty, then, and that could be reflective of your price. And on the flip side,
100%.
if you're saying no 50, 70 times a year, that's reflective of your price too low. So it's just a matter of finding a happy medium, and I think I've sort of found that. I'm working on my analytics, looking at my forecasting, going back and studying like how things were priced in certain months and stuff. I want it to make sense for me, and I want it to make sense for the client. Certainly, I want to work, and I want people to feel that they're getting the value and it's worth what they're paying for.
And this is just piggybacking off of what you said. Clients are booking musicians, they're booking artists before DJs. And this is just adds to what we're talking about. Because I know we always talk, we have these conversations. Sometimes you get the calls first. Hey, Jack, I got someone open, you know, whatever. They'll start passing me down. And that's great, because usually it happens to planners, you know. But I know I've been getting a little bit of that tidal wave from you and maybe some other musicians here and there. They'll just kind of, you know, say, hey, Jack, I got someone for you. And it's kind of rare. It's just been happening lately, the last few years. So, all right, can we go into something else that's going to be really cool to talk about? How do you juggle? How do you juggle your personal life? Sorry, something in my ear. How do you juggle your personal life, your full-time career, your entertainment side, and yet still be sane?
Well, nobody said I was sane, first of all, but thank you for the compliment and
good.
thinking that I am.
Now I'm recording now. I could send that to my attorney.
Oh my God. I mean, oh gosh, Jack, I don't know. I know that CP Events Live is starting to grow with the hope that as I take less gigs in the future, I will have a solid team of musicians that will be working, and I see myself one day being a manager of a couple of really dope artists. I see that. I feel it. I've said it to like Gabby. I've said it to Emily, like a lot of musician friends, like, guys, I feel like one day I can, because I will vouch for people. I will vouch for someone more than for myself. Hands down. I have the ability to do it. I can be confrontational when it comes to other people. When it comes to myself, I might be a little bit more reserved, because it's hard to be like, hey, you know, I'm worth this, you know. It's just weird for me sometimes. But I think that I always say, okay, I'm going to start slowing down. And as I've gotten older, business has it's gotten better. It's crazy. It's like,
isn't that insane? Because, you know, everyone said there's a shelf life in our world. I'm 43. I feel like I'm 23. I still act like I'm 23 in a way. Married, 3 kids. I don't see the shelf life anytime soon. If anything, it's what you said. It's like, I feel like I outgrew that web of people that didn't succeed or didn't pass that 38, 35 year mark, you know. And there's very few people that kind of achieve that 4-year-old and up, you know, staying relevant.
yeah.
But I feel like, you know, I just keep personally producing different types of concepts to keep myself loving the business. Because if I'm not creating concepts, if I'm not raising my own bar, I will be bored. I will be standard, and then I'll find my way out, because then I'm going to always find a way, like, you know what, this isn't for me anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't see myself doing that, and I know you've been doing it very well with all your platforms, you know. So can we talk about some of the fears you had in creating this crystal percussion? Because I know you have this bug that a lot of people, a lot of women especially, are inspired by, you know, and aside from just musicians, but like, you're a woman of power. I could tell you that, you know. You happy to hear that I'm telling you? You're a woman of
you
power.
know what's up, though. That's why.
So you're a woman of success, you know. And I know for a fact that there are people that are truly motivated by you, because, like, you know, this isn't a book that they can just find a Crystal Vargas book and they just like follow it. There has to be some rules. There has to be something that you created, like almost like some sort of tolerance to be where you're at, you know? So if there's any female that wants to be like an entrepreneur, even male, want to be an entrepreneur, what would you say? What would you tell them to do? Let's just say I wanted to sell books, even, right? What would you tell that inspiring person that follows you, that follows everything you've done, and they're just kind of wowed by you? Let's just say a makeup artist, better yet, because I know we know a few makeup artists.
Shout out Nadine Gabe.
Shout out Nadine Gabe. What would you tell that makeup artist?
Okay, you're probably not gonna expect this answer, Jack. I appreciate these compliments and how you view me. It's very nice to hear once in a while.
I am drunk, so just kidding.
Okay, so I've always played my cards very safely. My entire life, it may seem like I take risks, but in reality, I don't take the risks that I think I should take. I've told you this before. If you have $1, you're gonna spend 50 cents of it. And if I have $1, I'm gonna look to try to make it $1.25 and hold on to it. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to make the wrong financial move or the wrong business decision, or just in general. I think I have this weird fear of failure. I don't know where that comes from.
Do you think you're just too comfortable where you're at in general?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely comfort. You become comfortable, and my sense of stability, I don't want to ever lose. Now, as far as like taking risk, what would I tell somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur? Well, here's the problem. You're asking me that question, but I have my 9 to 5. I'm a public school teacher. So my primary income has given me the stability that I need to make the very little risk that I take. Do we even call it a risk? Because guess what? I have teaching to fall back on. So I'm not like you or other guys that do this full time, where if I fail, now I don't know how I'm paying my next bill.
Right.
Whereas I know how I'm paying my next bill regardless. So I think that, it's hard for me to truly answer that question and like inspire people, because not everybody has 2 full-time jobs the way that I do. I know a couple guys like Joe Ziza. He's a full-time teacher. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting a couple.
Shout out to Express.
There's a few of us that have teaching as a backup. Oh God, who was it?
Pete. Isn't that Pete?
Yup.
Pete he's from, my goodness.
Magic Moments.
Magic Moments.
Hello.
Holy hell.
Magic Moments.
Yeah.
And then there's some teachers that.
What about from E2K? Isn't that something like that?
Alex.
Alex. Right.
E squared.
I'm sorry.
Yes, he's a teacher. So like, creating CP events live was a risk. I don't think it was a huge risk, again, because I have stability with Crystal Percussion and I have stability with my job. Now, my fear comes from maybe feeling judged. I think I have a fear of people being like, and because I genuinely want people to have good vibes about me. Can
I ask you, do you actually care, like, what people think about you?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I know a lot of people will say, yo, I don't care about what, I'm going to be 100% real. I do care. I think it's because of being a teacher, first of all. Mm-hmm. Every occupation I've ever had has been in front of people, me being in front of people. So that's as a school teacher, that's as a softball coach. I coached for 15 years, and then it's also as a musician. And I wish I had that, like, I really don't. I look at people who really don't care about anybody's opinion. I'm like, really? Like, you really don't care how they view you? Or, and listen, there are some people that I'm like, all right, bro, like, you're different level, your opinion truly doesn't matter. But I do care about how people view me, of course, because I want to put out goodness into the world, and I want people to see that. So,
Okay. I mean, do you think that's also going to affect the way you move if you're really going to care for everyone?
Well, I'm not saying everyone, Jack. I'm just saying that for the most part, I do. Like, you love to ruffle feathers. You embrace hate.
Yes, I do. Yes.
I don't thrive off of hate. I thrive
We
off
could
of
pause
love.
here. We could pause here.
Yeah.
You guys want to fucking
I'm dying.
chipmunking their way out of here?
He texted me. He was like, walk slow. I'm like,
No, you can go through the front. Because, oh no, you're going downstairs. Okay.
we're leaving.
Are you leaving? Okay, yeah, you go through the front. I'll just know this. This is a 31-minute marker. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, bye.
It's still recording. Don't worry. We just cut this piece. Okay.
So
All right. Embracing hate. Right.
no, I don't embrace hate.
Sorry.
I-
And go ahead.
Okay. So I don't embrace hate. You can take something a hater says and you're like, yo, I'm gonna capitalize on that. And me, I'm like, oh, that sucks. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm driven by love. I'm driven by positive things more so than the negative.
Do you think that perspective could change if you did this full time? If let's just say you stopped teaching
Yep.
and you did percussion, CP events live, do you think that attitude or that type of, I guess, perspective would change where you now realize hate is part of the game?
Yes, of course, because now you really have to hustle and you have to protect your baby. So now it's game on, like, see
Yeah.
me. But because
What would Crystal do if you had haters? Which I
have haters, I'm sure.
I know we have some low key haters out there, because it's like your success wasn't
Everybody
given
does.
to you.
No, but people, if I'm gonna be hated on, for most people, I'm gonna be hated on for things that others view as a positive thing. Like, I don't know. I really don't tune into that too much, to be honest. But I'm sure it exists. They exist. It hasn't surfaced where I have to like confront it.
I feel like they're not going to come out because you're too trained to be on. Because if you were ever to, and we've had these conversations, if you were to ever reply back to a negative comment, if someone dug in your skin and you showed face, they won.
Time out. But I do show face, just not on social media. I've shown face, not on social media. So like, there have been situations.
Let's give him an example. So the hate we're talking about, like let's just say you posted something, all right, and I think one of your TikToks that was kind of a little bit controversial, and then well, it was controversial because a comment was made, and they were going to report you to the superintendents or something like that.
Oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah.
Right. So that was out there, right? And I always said it's like that's the best type of promotion because, you don't have to say nothing because your followers protect you because they live by you. They see what you do. They know who you are, so your army comes and defends you. And that's always been like one of the best promotions. I've always said it. It's like, that's the bad publicity. That's good publicity. That person, that user gave you some sort of bad publicity, but that was the best publicity that your followers were engaging. That's the part where I say, oh, this is the hating that I love. I know someone like you, Miss Crystal Vargas, doesn't like that type of controversy, But, that's the place that you like to play it safe. You're like, what did you do with that post? Did you let it go, or is it out there, or did you remove it?
It was TikTok could be ruthless, first of all.
Okay.
And somebody made a comment like, "Oh, you shouldn't be on. Like, I'm gonna report you to your superintendent." I'm like, bro, my name is good in the streets. Like literally, my name is good in the educational streets,
bro.
Straight up. But I said it in a way where I was just like, I was professional about it, and he claimed to be a principal of another school, and it kind of went back and forth. But I was hitting him with facts about what he was saying that was just completely wrong. And sometimes I'll engage just to kind of get my point out there, because you're not gonna beat me in a debate if you're wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I couldn't let it go. He ended up getting blocked because I just had to at that point.
Yeah.
But it's rare that I confront that kind of confrontation.
As you talk, you get your hands all ready to throw some arms.
No, it's just that, because look.
You come from the city
Jersey
of
City,
Bayonne?
baby.
Or
Jersey
Jersey
City,
City, I forgot. Wow. Jersey City.
No, I mean, listen, I'm going to put out the energy that you're giving me, I'm going to give it to you. If it's love, you're going to get love times two. If you're on a different time, I'll get, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how I am. I just don't do it on social media. I just can't bring myself to bring that into my brand, I guess.
I got you. there has to be some sort of great moments that you had in the wedding world, and besides with me, but can you share like one of the biggest highlight that you had within, let's just say, the last 10 years?
Ooh.
What's the best, most memorable highlight where Crystal Vargas was part of someone's celebration? And it could have been something simple too. It doesn't have to be something so elaborate, but there had to be something that really said, wow, the formula in this room was just the best. And this is something that's always going to stay in my head.
Oh, that's not a fair question. Why wouldn't you tell me this question before I got here? Because I would have to like dig and do my homework just to remember. Wow, that is such a hard question.
I asked this question to a lot of my previous podcasters that I have here, because it is hard, but there always been one moment, and it could have been like a special father-daughter dance that just kind of struck out like instantly, and I could always remember just that emotion that I can't find that's replicated anywhere else. And to this day, I think that way too. There has to be. It could be one of the best steaks in the house, porterhouse steak, and I'll be like talking about this like, wow, I'll remember this venue forever, But like,
is there so just a memorable moment in the?
I'll take that. Let's just take a nice memorable moment that you can recall in the last 10 years, whether it was a celebrity event, whether it was just a basic backyard birthday party. Is there something that Crystal Vargas has experienced that hasn't topped yet? No one has topped it in the last 10 years.
Oh my gosh, Jack. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Team. Here, I usually have music, but that's all I have. That's all the sound effects I have now.
That is a hard question. Oh man, Jack.
All right. Well.
It's just because every weekend I feel like there's something that I'm like, oh my God, that was sick that happened, or and I can't recall right now. I've gotten emotional at weddings before. God.
Well, okay, so then what about the emotions? Let's talk about like, how did you get emotional at this wedding? Like, were you actually tearing up?
I've teared multiple times.
I think I caught that. I think I caught you a few times crying. You cried when they ran out of calamari.
I didn't.
You cried when you ran out of shrimp, actually.
First of all, no seafood, thank you. But I don't know. Maybe for whatever reason, I may be paying attention to the formalities. Was that?
To your phone, not to your...
To the formalities.
To your phone. Right, okay.
And it's just, even if you don't know the couple, it's still like a beautiful and emotional thing. If I allow myself to think about like, wow, man, I'm here. Like, this is so cool that I get to like witness, first of all, like this thing happening in front of me, but I get to be part of it in a way that a lot of people will never ever experience on our side, like how we get to do this for people. So yes, I've gotten teary-eyed at weddings. I'm in my emotions. The music's playing. I see a father-daughter dance. Maybe the video wall has a montage, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm here too. And it's like, I don't even know this couple. We've never spoken ever. And a lot of couples I don't get to meet because I book through you guys or just DJs in general. But yeah, no, I get the feels.
Well, then what about like, you definitely have to have a horrible moment. Like it had to be like a terrible event that took place a few years back, if not recent.
Terrible? Ooh. Let me give you some tea.
All right, we want
Just
that.
kidding. It's not tea. I'll tell you some random things that have happened in my years. I've done a wedding that a fight broke out. That was in Brooklyn. There was...
She said Brooklyn.
I remember being... And this was years ago. This was well over 10 years ago. I was part of a... Oh, nice. Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house. Go on. I just want to show my chest.
Boom. I've been at a wedding where there was a fight that broke out. Cops came, whatever.
That was it?
I've been at a wedding where, unfortunately, a bride, she got an allergic reaction during cocktail hour. And so the only formality she was able to get through was the first dance and then the father-daughter dance. After that, we didn't see her for the whole night.
Did we do that one?
No, this was with, I want to say it was Larry Gold, Unique Music. I'm pretty sure it was with
Shout out to Larry.
Yeah, and she had an allergic reaction and missed her whole wedding.
Yeah, I had one of those. Like, I literally had that. She did her first dance. She did her first dance. She did her dad's dance, and then she just bounced. Like, she would just, Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah. So, other, like, random things that have happened. I've seen brides and grooms get too wasted and they like miss the last hour and we're like, yo, where's so? And they're like, they're puking in the bridal suite.
Those are fun. Those are fun events.
No, but you're not trying to miss your wedding, bro. One hour of your wedding amounts to like $25,000 in some cases.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss your last hour.
Is there any pet peeves? Is there anything, something that when you work with like,
Pitbull.
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
I know that's Pitbull's one of those things. It's an artist that you don't like to hear at weddings.
No. Let me just.
We know it is something that is it's uniform that we have to play most of the times because the diversity of every wedding. There's about 10 people that want Pitbull. So
No, I know. You're absolutely right. Yo, when I joke about the Pitbull thing and like say things about the songs that are being played, it's literally in like a fun natured spirit. Like
Yeah.
I'm not really coming for you guys.
Yeah, I know.
But it's funny because like it's true. There's your typical songs that have to be played because it works. You have to cater to the entire room, not just the 25-year-olds, the 30-year-olds that want to hear house music. So
yeah,
I get it.
Can we talk about like actually? There has to be some sort of besides Pitbull. I'm saying like when I meant pet peeves. Like was there something when you work with like DJs, prima donnas, egotistical people? There has to be something that triggers like, you know what, this is gonna be one of those events. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. What do you do to overcome something like that? Like what? How do you react? That's what I want to know. How do you react?
It depends on the pet peeve. I don't know. Well, fortunately, me and Gabby were talking about this not long ago. We're like, she brought it up. She's like, we're lucky. Like, we're very lucky to work with the guys that we do on a consistent basis. And it's just like, we're very fortunate that for the most part, like we're safe, we're protected. We talk about like leaving venues late and we're by ourselves as women, like walking, even just a parking lot. Like we bring it up that we're very fortunate and we work with the right group, you know, and then sometimes we don't. Like Gabby and I got ourselves in a little bit of trouble at a club that I brought her to. And I was like, Gabby, we got this gig together, da-da-da. And
I think I know
there
this
was
club.
a big
Do I know this
fight.
club?
No, I'm not even going to name the club.
No, okay.
But
You don't
there
promote
ended
the
up
club?
being a fight. I was scared. We ran. Like, it was bad.
Wait, Crystal was scared?
Yeah,
You're
I
from
wasn't
Jersey
trying to
City.
I wasn't trying to get astray.
Look at the way you talk right now. You've been cuffing your hands. You're ready to get at it. Like, what's
Come
up?
on, I'm just saying. What I was going to say, pet peeve.
Pet peeves,
I
stuff
don't even
like
know
that.
how I ended up with that thought. But pet peeves. Okay, so.
Like, there has to be a certain moment where, you know, you right before. I bet you work with brand new guys, you know, and
Yeah.
they're excited to work with someone like you because obviously you're
Well, I had a.
oh, all right,
this
Michael
guy-
Jackson.
Oh, no, I had this guy.
All right,
So
Michael.
I had this gig with a DJ I've never worked with before. And so I guess the situation was he couldn't get his normal percussionist. I did the job and I get there, I'm setting up and he's like, hey, you know, nice to meet you. Yeah, I've heard your name in the mix. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then, you know, and again, I'm like, thank you. Like, okay, cool. I don't get, I just let it is what it is. He's just like, you know, your name came in the mix, and tonight I felt like I should give you a shot. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, yeah, you know, and if it works out, you know, I'll give you a call. But I got my guy, but you know, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Cool.
We'll see how it goes.
And you know, I did my thing. Then he's like, hey, listen, yeah, you're doing a pretty good job. I'm like, thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. And I was just like, you know, I allowed him to just be in his like moment of like, I'm the boss. Oh, and let's go back. So I'm setting up and again, he's having this conversation with me and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm not like these other guys that don't let their employees eat. You can go have cocktail hour. And I was like, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would love some cocktail hour because I'm kind of hungry now. But he had to make.
I only eat ice cubes and sugar packets.
Yo, he was like, you can have cocktail hour. I'm not like the other guys that don't let their employees eat. I'm like, what company are you? What?
Dude,
I've never.
This dude was probably nervous working with you
So-
because there's definitely you were like.
So he said, hold on. So he says, I don't know. What did he say? I'll let my people eat. And then, I don't know. There was just like other little things. I remember texting my parents. Like, yo, mom, you're not gonna even believe this guy. He's like feeling himself. He's like, yeah, I'm a good boss. Like, I'm a fun guy. I'm like, cool, man. I'm cool. Like that. Thank you.
Gee, that's something. You got some interesting character there that you work with. So, all right. Well, we got a few more minutes here. So I want to kind of go into more of the business side of it because the keys to success, you got a great army of people that work with you, support you, Chops, Margot, your accountant, amazing person. We know who she is, right?
Margot, I claim you for the rest of my life. I love you.
Yeah.
Accountant of the century.
This is Margot. Shout out to Margot. She's not taking any more clients. And that's her business cards. Not taking any more clients.
I snuck in.
Brilliant.
I snuck in. Thank you, Margot.
It's brilliant. I'm not accepting any more clients. That's her business card. But she's a phenomenal person. But you got your parents, mom, dad, like they're like your number one fan too.
Yeah.
They support you, dad, too, right? Mr. Glenn Vargas.
Yes.
How great does it feel when they're like on TikTok? You got grown ass folks on TikTok waving their Puerto Rican flag in Florida. Were they in Florida or something like that, right?
Florida.
And they're always supporting you. I always see them on your live. It's a great feeling, right?
It's nice. I appreciate the lives because it makes me feel closer to the people that are not with me. And social media does that for everybody. So I'm appreciative of having that opportunity to like play, and then they get to watch me from home, and I'm telling them to spam me with the likes and send me gifts through TikTok.
Oh, we know about those spamming. So, all right. So now if you have like a musician that's really inspired by someone like you, what do you recommend them that they have to invest into? Like how much money to invest into, let's just say the congas, the timbales and all this stuff here? Like, because nowadays people are buying the exact replication of what you're doing, but they don't know what the hell they're doing. Well, you get what I'm saying?
The real musicians are gonna know the type of equipment that they need. Like, if there's someone that's just starting out in music, I say never buy anything new. Get everything off of Craigslist. Go to Marketplace and just feel it out first. Because if you spend, thousands of dollars on something that you're not really gonna pursue, it's a waste of money. But I mean, for musicians that listen, there is so much talent for real, though. Like, in this area, we are flooded with talent. I think the missing link for people, they don't know how to take their talent and brand it. And so if you're spending too much time looking at how everyone else is doing it, you're missing out on what you should be doing for yourself.
Right.
If you focus on that, it's going to come naturally. So, and listen, we all scroll and we are looking, and we're visual people. We want to see what's out there and to inspire, but don't lose sight of who you are. That's the only way your business is going to grow, because people fall in love with you first. They love you first, truly. You as an MC and all these DJs that have to build relationships, I would argue that half the time that you book is because they actually end up loving you. Like, they truly like who you are. So focus on that and your talent, obviously, being good at your craft, and then spending some time sharing that with the world through social media. There are some people that are still stuck on like, nah, yo, I'm not, I'm not really that kind of guy or girl. Like, that's not me.
That's a crazy disease.
That's not me. That's not me. And it does. And you know what? Then maybe the industry is not for you either. And maybe you stay where you are because it's not you.
Yeah.
But I think that the people that find success are the people who have grown into who they are and find comfort in sharing that with people. And people can read fakeness from a mile away. They can see a post and edit, forget it. The facade is real, but people can read right through it. And all
right. Rule of thumb, you have to, aside from God, family, be kind. These are the words that you use a lot.
Yeah.
Rightfully. What is something that you say to yourself every morning besides saying, God is good, I'm breathing again. This is obviously, but there has to be, like, you open up the curtains, you wake up in the morning in your PJs, and you say, I'm starting my day like this and nothing's going to stop me. Like, what motivates you to kind of get into that positive state of mind?
Man, I actually do. That's weird that you like said it that way, because even this morning, I'm showering and I'm like,
you shower?
I showered.
Breaking news.
I showered
Breaking
twice
news.
already today, guys.
Breaking news. Crystal
I'm like,
showers.
I'm like, you know, I don't know. I actually, oh my God, I kind of forgot. This morning I had like a
Forgot
little
to
bit of a
shower.
mental breakdown. I think I just life, right? You can feel overwhelmed, but you snap out of it and you just remember all the blessings that you have. I am very, it's not shown on social media, but I have a big relationship with God. I am very religious in the sense that, like, for me, that's my comfort. And so I'm constantly like saying little prayers in my head. But truly, every day's a new day. Like, I always think of a day as something I'm gonna tackle. Literally, even on an off day, I'm gonna tackle rest. Like, that's how I view
Yeah.
it. It's like, all right, yeah.
All right. And breaking news, you want to tell everyone, like, what's our relationship like? Everyone, there's this misconception of who we are, what we are. At one point, when we first, how long have we known each other? Like
15 years, I think.
it's been over a decade.
Well over a decade, yeah.
And when we first started, it was like someone thought that you were my wife or my girlfriend, and then it just kind of became irritating where we kept, bickering back and forth. And it was kind of cute because I felt like we developed some sort of chemistry there, But what's your take on this, huh? What do you think about our relationship as professionals?
I mean, I love that I can literally.
That was 2 R's in there.
Literally.
Oh, this is good because this is what I'm going to hold
I
against
just
you.
love that I literally can be who I am. Like, there is no curbing my vocabulary with you. There's no curbing my actions with you. We've fought on many levels about business. You have this thing about you, Jack, and I do too. So we
I wanna
meet
hear
like
this.
this. We've gotten into blowouts, legit. Like, hang up the phone, like, I'll never talk to Jack again. And it's just like, then you're like, hey, you available next week for a gig? And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like,
So money makes you move. I got you.
like, whatever. No, there's a true respect there. So, we don't, the respect is there and there's love there. So that is the foundation of our brotherhoodship, sisterhoodship, because you're my sister. You're my sissy, boo.
Okay, I want to make sure this is all I'm recording because that
You're
way
my sissy.
I can tell everyone that you're my pain in the ass.
like Jack, I feel like I know you very well. You know me very well. I can get real hot about things and you like, Crystal, calm down. And I'm like, no, you calm down. Like, because I just have my ways and so do you. But on a very serious note, you know what you're talking about. Everyone knows you know what you're talking about. And so there's a big respect there for what you've done, what you've built. Again, I admire people that are willing to take a risk. I wish I had half of your cojones. I wish I had half of them.
You're big.
Oh, come on, Jack. Come on. Edit that out. Christ almighty.
I mean, you went like this, so I was just going to add to it. You didn't go like this.
I'm so hungry right now.
You didn't do this.
Oh
You had
my God,
corners.
you cojones. I wish I had half. No, truly, because I think I've tapped into so many things in my life and I've found success, but I don't think I've gotten all the way, I've come close to the climax of music, sports, educate. I just, because I'm fearful. But in the times that I have taken my risks, I've thought of you and how you've done it. And I'm like, and you've always said this for years, I'll never let you fail. If this is something you want me to be a part of, just know you're only going to hit a home run then. And that is a great mindset. It's true. If I do fall, I'm going to fall back on you and you're going to make sure you push me back up.
Oh, yeah.
You've always been like that. I'll give you that hands down.
I always said you're going to strike out one of these days, and that's the failure. You're not going to give up. You're going to go back on that plate, and I'm going to rock that grand slam. So, all right. This is just the first of many that we're going to have because
Yeah.
I have a feeling that once this comes out in September, like we're going to blow this up. I know I want to bring Gabby in here. I think we're going to have you more on this because I think my people always like to know who you are because they keep hitting me up and I just hate it. So anyway, that is just part of one of ours behind the keys with Jack and of course now Crystal. So you want to do any last remarks before we go?
No, I want to give a shout out to my mom, my dad, Chop, Cree,
Cree?
my makeup artist, Nadine Gabe, who is based out of this 412 center event center, and I'm very happy about that. Guys, and I got this from Frankie Perez. Shout out, Frankie. He says, it costs you nothing to be kind. I know he took it from someone else, but I took it from him. It costs you nothing to be kind, and your kindness goes a long way. So just put it out there.
Isn't he an MMA fighter?
Was.
Was.
I can beat him up now.
Now, okay. So I guess now that they lost so many rounds, you guys got to be kind now. No more fighting. All right, we're done.
Yes.
Good job, Crystal Vargas.
You guys are so cute.
Nadie and Joey want to go home so
I
fucking
have
bad.
to go to the bathroom so bad.
We had to order food.